Oh, it started. Sorry. Oh, mother and daughter, but I like to say we are best friends.
I don't know if we're best friends.
I think we're best friends. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Because I Said So,
where the food and your daughter's comments are always free-flowing.
Speaking of free, thank you everyone for entering our giveaway. It's still open until Thanksgiving, and if you see our super special code word at some magical point during this video, private message it to us. You'll get an additional entry. The word will be a certain birthday treat in honor of someone's Thanksgiving birthday.
And speaking of Thanksgiving and my birthday.
How old are you gonna be?
Okay, we're not gonna be discussing my birthday, but we are discussing Thanksgiving. More importantly, quinoa. More specifically, jeweled quinoa. All the colors and flavors of the season. We've got roasted butternut squash, emerald green spinach, ruby red cranberries, full of protein and fiber and perfect as a vegetarian side dish or even as a vegetarian main. So what are we waiting for? Let's get cooking! And we're going to be making our jeweled quinoa recipe with the star and the base of our recipe, the quinoa. Now, it doesn't really say it on the back of the bag, but you can actually microwave quinoa.
Oh, that's what I do.
You can put it in a glass microwave-proof bowl. We put in 1.5 cups of quinoa and 3 cups of liquid. You can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, even water. Now, we made it on the stovetop. And on the stovetop, it's really not that much different. You just have to keep watch of it. So this is the quinoa at a simmer. See how it's just simmering over there? And you see how all the liquid, which used to be here, is now completely absorbed. This is what the cooked quinoa should look like. This obviously hasn't been cooked yet. So I put in the zest of 1 orange. If you don't have a zester, but you have a grater, carefully grate the orange. Roasting really just means that you're putting it in the oven at a high heat and letting all those sugars caramelize, and it comes out puffy and golden with little charred edges, and it's simply delicious. It actually comes in the store wrapped like this. This is about a pound of butternut squash. The recipe calls for 2 pounds. And we've already pre-cooked some. We're going to show you how to cut this up right now. Firm, flat surface so that it's not moving, because you're using a sharp knife and it's a difficult vegetable to cut through. Now going to cut the neck away from this bulbous part of the squash. So now we have 2 halves. And really it's just so simple. We're going to cube it. So how we're going to do it is, remember, keeping your fingers away, even with the proper knife. And then you're going to cut the slices down the center like into sticks. You cut your cubes. It's really important to keep your cubes as even as possible. Same thing on the other side. So this is actually a bigger piece on the other side. So you're going to get these types of slices. Just like that. And you can cut them in half like that, and then you can cut your cubes. Easy peasy. Evenly cubed. Really took about no more than 5 minutes. Now also, if you want to replace the butternut squash with like sweet potato, you can do that as well. So here's what we're going to do for the roasting. It's really, really simple. We're going to take a tablespoon of oil, evenly coat the butternut squash. Now take the spoon or your hands.
Spoon, please.
She'll take the spoon. And you're just going to mix it all through until the butternut squash is completely coated with all of the oil. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Do I just dump it?
This is a cooking show where, no, you don't just dump it. It's gonna get all over the place. Evenly space it out. Make sure that your butternut squash has its own real estate. You don't want it all. You don't want it all on top of each other.
Why?
You want it to have its own little social distancing. The reason why you want everything to be spread out and everybody has their own little space.
Yeah, it does not look like that right now.
No, it does not. Is because the squash will steam. It won't roast. You won't get those lovely little brown edges. It won't puff up. It won't be golden. And that's what we want. This is really a good time to use your hands. Okay. It's now the Because I Said So mommy hour.
As it always is.
Use their own little space. Now you're going to take the salt. Actually, I'm going to take the salt.
I'll show it off.
Just to give it a little kick. And we're going to put it in a preheated oven at 425 for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Go do your homework.
Okay, so about 3/4 of the way through, you see that it's starting to get nice and brown on the edges and it's getting golden. I'm just going to flip them over. All right, so here's the final product. We've got, look at that butternut squash. Look how beautiful it is. You've got all this caramelization. It's so sweet. It's so good and nice and soft. And we also have here our red onion. It was 1 red onion. We just put a little olive oil and salt, and we also put this in. It got a little crunchy on the ends, which we tend to like. It's just a matter of assembling everything. So you are going to mix. I'm going to dump.
Oh,
I know.
you're depriving me of my favorite thing.
First, we're going to stop eating the onions. Okay.
Oh my God,
We're going to put the
my
roasted
gosh.
onions in. I know, roasted red onion. You can use any onion. I like red onions
Oh my
simply
God.
because it's so much more flavorful. Okay, you are not helping at all. Dump in the butternut squash. And then next, 2 cups of chopped spinach. You can dump that. Yeah, oh. We're also gonna put in 2/3 of a cup of dried cranberries for a little sweetness. And finally, we are putting in about a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. We're going to mix it all up.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil in there.
Oh my God, I want it now.
And maybe a little seasoning, but it doesn't really need a lot. It's got all those beautiful, move your hand.
Move your olive oil.
It's probably 6 to 8, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much you take, if you're using it as a side dish or as a main. Okay, are you ready to taste it?
Yes! You know it, you love it, taste test time.
All right,
my God, oh my
so
God,
we're
oh my
trying
God,
to get
oh
a
my
little bit of
God.
everything. Is it good? It's so good. I know. This is a favorite in our house on Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, so good. Make it for Thanksgiving. Make it as a main, make it as a side, make it for dinner, make it right now.
It's so easy. And you learned how to roast vegetables today.
Yeah, you did. All right, our shout out today goes to everyone who entered our giveaway. We love you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We will be on break, but don't worry, we're not gonna leave you hanging. Check our Instagram reels for another super easy 3-ingredient recipe.
Something else up our sleeve.
Oh, and of course, PM is that code word. We love you guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.